Microphone. All right. Well, hello and welcome to the 86th Planet Destiny podcast. It is the week after DestinyCon, and if you're wondering why Watts isn't here, it's because DestinyCon, people get sick when they go to these things, and Watts got kind of sick.
She got the plague.
Got the pox.
She got the she's
the convention pox.
She's probably dead at this point.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
She's not. She's not actually dead. She's just sick. So she'll be here next week, probably. Who knows?
Luckily, Holtz, you didn't get sick, and I didn't get sick. So
I didn't either. I didn't get sick.
Yeah, Briar didn't get sick. Thank God.
God. Man, I avoided that whole plague in London. Well, how'd you do that? I wasn't even in the country. Well,
I was in France.
Yeah, that's a really good way to avoid that.
Killed it.
DestinyCon was this past weekend. It was fantastic.
It was remarkable. It was one of a kind.
Let's hear about it. I want to hear about it because I didn't get to go. So I want to hear, what'd you guys do? You both were on panels. I want to hear how the panels went.
Yep.
Let's hear about it.
All right. Well, basically, DestinyCon was just one massive meet and greet for us, to just go there and talk to people that, wanted to come see their favorite content creators. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I basically every single moment was filled with me just saying hi to someone, talking to them, signing some stuff. I got to sign someone's Blue Yeti. Yeah.
Yeah.
Signed someone's Yeti.
That was so cool.
Cool. Signed a bunch of T-shirts. People it was weird. What people would bring to signs. Like, I didn't bring anything. Can you sign my cell phone? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Back of cell phones. That was interesting.
Back to cell phones. Like, people were just finding anything essentially. Some people were letting us sign dollar bills. It was great.
Yep. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Making content for this game, I never once thought about somebody coming up and being like, "Can you sign my copy of Destiny?" And that was really wild.
That's
like
awesome.
signing copies of the Taken King, signing copies of Vanilla Destiny. The people brought the pamphlet or the insert, pulled it out from the game, and then brought it to sign. It was really cool. There was 3,500 people there because it was at capacity. Mm-hmm. And they turned away, I believe, 1,500 or 1,600 at the door. It was mind-boggling how many people showed up, and also it's like bittersweet. It's like, wow, I can't believe the interest level, but at the same time, that 1,500 people were excited to come in, meet people, and then got turned away.
Driving for 6 hours, getting there, and you get turned away. Oh,
a lot of people did.
A lot of people did. Yeah, it's early, I guess.
Yeah.
Basically, they were pre-selling tickets for months beforehand. So I don't know. If you didn't get one, there's always next year. There's
going to be they're rebranding it a little bit. Guardian Con for next year. Are they going to have it at the same place, or are they going to try and get a bigger venue?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They probably want to get a bigger venue just because this one, hit really early.
They said for sure that they're looking for a bigger venue. I think at the convention center, Tampa Convention Center.
Yeah, I could.
So this was at the fairgrounds. So they want to go I guess it's next door or something like that to the convention center so they can have a bigger area because they laid it out really well, but at the same time the room that I was in was very echoey. So some of the panels and all that were difficult to hear if you weren't in the chairs, and with everybody talking in the room, there's all kinds of sound reverberation. So. Lots of a big crowd is in there, and then a panel's going on. Difficult to hear the panel, and they couldn't crank the volume because of feedback. So there was.
I was watching the panels. Both of you guys did an excellent job on the panels.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I could hear that though, as you could hear the PA system coming through the mic, so it was like this kind of almost endless loop of echo.
Yeah,
it was. Hopefully they can fix that for next year. Maybe have a separate room for the panel outside of where everybody's just kind of hanging out. But I watched a lot of it on Twitch, and it was really fun to watch and seeing the people walking around. You could see, every once in a while I could pick out somebody I knew walking around in the crowd. And then there was you guys had that table that you could go and kind of hang out and meet people. It looked like it was going to be a blast, man. So I was super jealous. I really wanted to be there when I was watching you guys there, and hopefully I get to go next year to. I guess they're rebranding it Guardian Con, but I'm really
Yep.
It looked amazing. Did you guys meet anybody that you were kind of taken aback by? Like maybe you hadn't met them before. Maybe they're a lot different than
Wally.
Yeah,
We got to
Wally.
meet Wally. Wally was running the stream.
Sir Wallen, who used to be on the podcast.
He used to be on the podcast. Big
right.
member of Planet Destiny from back in the day. He was part of HubTag, and he was running the whole stream while they were there. He did a great job, and like I got to hang out with him for a little bit. Unfortunately, he was working, so I couldn't just shoot the shit with him for a really long time. But yeah, I got to meet Wally. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really cool. Like one of the coolest things is you've talked and met with a lot of these people already online. You've had an online experience with quite a few of them. So to actually have that experience in real life, it was seamless, and it's such a highlight to like meet somebody that you've been on Discord or Party Chat and so on and so forth and played games, and it's like you're exactly like you're in Party Chat talking. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. It's a really cool experience. Of course, I'm short, so everybody commented how I'm a short guy. They expected me to be like some 7'5" giant walking around.
The voice is of a giant. You just picture. Well, he must have very long vocal cords, so the rest of them must be long as well.
I must be 7 feet tall. No, I'm 5'8". 5'8".
And then everyone, Patrick, we expected you to be so short because my webcam is like set up higher than me, and I'm always leaning back in my chair and like get off at an angle. So I guess I just look short as hell on a webcam. People didn't actually believe that I had legs because they never see them.
Yeah, that was actually that was the big reveal.
Yeah,
that was the big reveal for me, was that all the streamers had legs. I was like, oh, you're all anatomically correct. It's amazing.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, we had a fun time. Dado and I hung out a bunch there. We had a room together. You can go watch Dado's vlog. Go watch Dado's vlog.
I did watch that. That was pretty fun.
Nice. Yeah. I put out a vlog also, nice. Recounting it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I didn't get to check that out yet, Tefty, but I'll definitely check it out. Is
that
on your personal channel?
That's on my personal channel. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I should probably put it on PD. Maybe I'll talk to Ryan.
I think next year we definitely want to try to like have a Planet Destiny booth there, similar to like what Guardian Radio did. I think they had the right idea. So basically, they had kind of an eternal meet and greet thing going with Bell, all the members of the podcast there. So if we could have like a Planet Destiny podcast there, like
there's so many more members of Planet Destiny besides just us too. We get the credit because we got our faces on camera all the time, but there's all writers and there's plenty of other video guys and streamers.
Yeah,
that was what it
tons.
I met a bunch of people from Planet Destiny that like they're like, oh yeah, I'm Mike. I'm like, oh hey Mike, nice to meet you. He's like, I work at Planet Destiny. Oh shit, you're Mike from PD. All right,
Mike from PD.
Mike from PD. Yeah, he's the he's one of the lore writers and everything.
That's
so
right.
Met a bunch of people from Planet Destiny who I had only had like brief encounters with on Skype for the most part.
Yeah,
that was great. Fallout, got to meet Fallout. Nice guy.
Fallout Plays is there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nice guy. All the Crucible Radio guys.
Super cool dude.
The guys who you never have seen on camera, like they've never done like a stream with a camera, or they've never done a vlog where they show their face. It's always fun. Yeah, it's fun to see them for the first time, and because I always see that whenever I show my face on camera, especially on YouTube, I always get the reaction, that's not at all what I thought he was going to look like. And that's the exact same reaction I have when I see somebody for the first time. I'm like, that's not at all what I thought they would look like.
I hope he was there.
Yep.
That was great. Dado was like just being mean to me the entire time about my signature. Because like
you didn't practice it?
I can sign Patrick Casey really well, so it looks like a proper signature.
You were trying to sign Holtzman?
Sometimes I had to sign Holtzman. So I
sometimes
it depends. If I was signing a T-shirt,
you gave different signatures.
Yes, I did. I asked, and if they said I don't care, I signed my name. If I asked and they said Holtzman, I signed Holtzman. I've never signed Holtzman before, so it looked like a child just scrawling on something with crayon in their opposite hand that they never write with.
You need to go big time and get a stamp.
Oh, there it is.
But But yeah,
Stamp it
Dado's
out.
over here. He practiced signing Dado is like this big D and the A that goes into crossing the two T's with one line and an O that has a little frilly thing on the end and an exclamation point. So it looks like all official and everything. And I'm just over here, yeah. And he's
He
like,
doesn't see me as the type that would let something like that slip, right?
Yeah,
He's got to
yeah.
be ready.
Yeah, definitely not.
Dado was prepared. I know he practiced for hours. Like he probably on the flight over, he didn't sleep. He just had pieces of paper and he was just signing Dado over and over as the people sitting next to him on the plane like inched further and further away from this insanity. He
drew all over this tray. What the fuck?
He came here with he had
Somebody's
like
getting
14
paid for this.
Sharpies. I
He
swear to
did.
God,
He was
had
prepared.
14 Sharpies.
Yep.
You can watch him spill out of his pocket on the panel.
I practiced my signature the night before the plane
Nice.
because
Did you sign
memes
Tefty or Tefty Teft?
Tefty. So
Oh.
it was like, if actually at first I was doing Tefty, and then memes was like, "You're not gonna do the full Tefty Teft?" I was like, "Damn it!" So I practiced doing the double Tefts on there, and I'm happy I did because I didn't realize how many signatures were actually going to be delivered during the course of the day. It was a lot.
I don't want
You
this
should
A
train
lot of
memes to
signing.
do your signature.
That's what I should have done.
Stand
my bib.
everything off. Here, my people will do this for me.
Oh, she critiqued me too. She saw my practice signatures and she was like, "Really?
Let's work on.
That's what you're gonna do?" I was like, "Geez."
I think you should have done it like kind of that like video gamey block lettering, like your like on your kind of logo.
Yeah, I didn't realize I could have. Like, I actually tried to do it like my actual signature. So I took inspiration from my actual hand signature and I adapted that. And then later on, I was looking at other people's stuff that was obviously more legible, and I was like, "Man, I could have gone for legible instead of actual signature."
So in 5 years, when people are looking at this copy of Destiny, they're like, "Who drew on this? Like, what is this?
What are these scribbles? Wow.
It's like a giraffe with a misshapen tail."
Hefty, I have to ask. Did your hand hurt from signing so much stuff the next day, or like did it have like an actual cramp in it?
It was getting there. Honestly, what hurt most was my feet.
Oh,
Because it was 12 hours essentially.
Cement
We were
floor.
standing. Yeah, we were just on the floor for like 12 hours. Yeah. So I was feeling that more by the end of the day. But yeah, it was also it was difficult to sign shirts.
it's really hard to sign shirts. That's one of the things I learned at DestinyCon. We have a fantastic community. Dado is really anal about signatures, and it's difficult to sign shirts. The three
That's a hell of a
takeaways from
takeaway.
Boltzmann going
Yeah.
to DestinyCon.
When you do like the type of like signature,
It doesn't
the
work on
shirt, the shirt is like it's absolutely it's the maximum difficulty right there.
That's why I
because
signed-
it gets caught and all that,
That's why I signed in block letters Holtzman on the T-shirts, because then it's
letter.
just straight lines, and we're good. We're good.
That
No
makes
these curves
sense.
that cause the fabric to all mess up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people went, but not everybody got your experience because you guys were, like the main attraction. Not, like people come to see you guys, to meet you guys, right?
Mhm.
So what was your experience? What was the biggest difference that you think your experience was compared to, somebody who bought a ticket and just kind of walked in the door?
Man.
I mean, aside from signing signatures.
Well, it's like Holt said, that is the event, is like getting to meet and greet, getting to hang out, getting to walk through. Like, it was just, for me, it was surprising to the number of people. I was thinking it was going to be a few hundred initially. Like, I honestly was going there thinking, oh, if a few hundred people show up. I didn't realize that they had already pre-sold 2,700 tickets. I didn't know about that. So that was already a shock for me. Yeah, it was a surreal experience being able to walk through a sea of people and like just get recognized, like that's wild. That's a wild experience.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, so I'm sorry. What was the question again?
I don't know, what was like kind of the coolest thing about like, being there as like a celebrity. We're not real life celebrities, but in this one place, right, is people are going to know you. And, what was that like? It wants to be a different experience,
that's
right?
exactly it. It's like in this one little area, I'm suddenly meeting people who I've had like an effect on their life in some way. That was had like people just coming up to talk to me, dude. Thanks, man. I love the content that you do and everything. It's like, whoa, thank you. Like I make videos on the internet, but people like really enjoy it and everything. It's like a big part of their lives to see that stuff. It's something you never really realize until you're in a convention hall essentially full of people and everyone's going to come like just thank you for doing what you do. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. But yeah,
it's wild. It's a crazy, it also puts it beyond just, we play this game, we make content for it, and that's kind of this thing that we've done. It makes it into
it's more than just a job.
Yeah, it's more than just a job, and it's more than the sum of all the parts. Like that's really what it comes down to when you see what happened at DCC with the charity stream and all that stuff. It's like, this is a lot bigger than we might actually be prepared or realize. Because it's going to keep on growing with the new expansions and all that, and people getting into Destiny and seeing the type of community that's already formed around it. Because it's infectious. It really is. The positivity spreads. That's the other thing too. Like overall, it was a very positive feeling experience. There was a positive feeling in the room. Like everybody was excited to be there and meet people. And, it was a beta, obviously. It's the first time of this size happening. So obviously mistakes were made, and there was the planning was the first time out, then things are going to be different next year. But man, it was awesome convention.
You guys want to change the topic over to news? Anything else you want to share about DestinyCon?
I'm sure I'll have something to say eventually when it comes to me about DestinyCon over the next couple weeks.
I think we're still decompressing from
it.
Yeah. Like,
I don't blame you. I mean, it's got to be a crazy experience. I'm really jealous that I didn't get to go. It sounds like it was just a blast.
It's going to be 2 days next year instead of 1 day. 1 day was pretty hard to pack in. Like we got to hang out at Goth's house the night before, and that was the first time a lot of us were meeting each other, which was perfect. So that way we could meet other content creators and be like, oh, like all these people that I sub to and hang out with and or talk to online. It's great to finally have that connection right there. And then the following day get to be on the floor, because the day went by so fast, even though it was 12 hours on the floor.
Yeah, it was very fast paced.
Yeah, like I got to meet Hovey just briefly in the backstage, and I wanted to hang out and talk with Hovey more. But it was like we just had a moment. That was it. And then I did the meet and greet, and then I didn't see Hovey after that. So
yeah, I think the only thing I said to Leah Loves Chief was like, I jokingly like, Leah, you're in the way of a picture. When I was taking a picture with someone, and then she just like she scurried off. It's like, oh shit, that's the only time I've ever said anything to her.
Dude, the picture of Tefty, who was the other person in that picture? Tefty with Miss 5000 Watts photobombing you from like 15 feet behind.
Oh, it was a fan.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
She was way back there. That was a great photobomb.
Yeah, that was 10 out of 10 photobomb on that one. Yeah, it was so cool.
We do have some news. Do you want to start off with the Game Informer show, the Game Informer podcast? What came out of that?
Yeah, we have a little write-up on that about that on the Planet Destiny website with an actual link to the SoundCloud link for their podcast, where it's basically just a bunch of. It's called Answering Destiny Rise of Iron's Lingering Questions, and they just ask a bunch of questions. I think a bunch of them were sourced from the community as well.
Yeah, I think almost all of them were. Yeah. Every once in a while, you saw a familiar name pop up. They had Chris Barrett, who is the Rise of Iron's director, and the executive producer of Rise of Iron, Scott Taylor. And they went ham on him. I mean, I don't know how many questions there were, but there was a lot. They had him for about an hour. And some of the stuff I thought was, a little redundant. We knew the answer, or you could pretty well assume the answer. Some of the stuff was brand new, though. Do you just want to go through the list real quick?
I'm down. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Go through I put the link if you guys are watching live right now.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
I have the link in the chat right there, so you can follow along with us if you want to.
I was going to do
So
the exact same
faction
thing.
packages and arms day orders will help push your light level up. So the light level on faction packages and arms day orders will have a light level bump.
Yeah. So higher, basically higher than 330 right now. That's
right.
what I assume.
In patrol, taken spawns will continue unchanged, so those quests can still be completed. No word on SIVA related public events.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was bummed about this because I'm sick of the Taken messing up my daily bounties. When I'm out there on Venus trying to get my fallen heroics and my Vex done, and all of a sudden the Taken come mess up my good day. This guy's got to go.
I expected that they weren't going to take out all that stuff. Like Plaguelands is new, and also the revamped area for the Cosmodrome is going to be new. But I didn't think they were going to affect the other areas with SIVA stuff. You know.
Yeah. The new strike playlists are Heroic, SIVA Crisis, Taken War, Legacy. Weekly heroics will work without buying Rise of Iron. You just won't get the new strikes.
That's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that they did that, so they're not pushing people out who bought the game maybe like a month ago and suddenly like, oh, I can't even play heroic strikes now because the new expansion came out. So that's smart of them to do that.
Yeah, I like how they're separated too. Like if you want to do Taken strikes, you got the Taken War. If you want to do SIVA strikes, you got the SIVA Crisis or the heroic SIVA Crisis. That's cool. Yeah.
What is SIVA Crisis, you think?
I assume it's going to be
normal version of whatever strikes are in the heroic SIVA Crisis playlist.
So specifically SIVA affected strikes.
Maybe like SIVA Crisis is what like normal strikes were kind of in year one, how you had normal playlist and then you had heroic playlist for strikes. So most likely it's like SIVA Crisis is normal strikes and then heroic SIVA is heroic strikes.
Right. Wasn't it like level 24, level 26?
It's like level 24.
Remember that?
Yeah, it's like 24, 26, 28. Yeah.
They've revamped that system like every time a new DLC
every single time.
Yeah.
There's been some new way that they're going to rename it. Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's always the same strikes.
Always.
The same
heroic SIVA Crisis. So did they answer like if they're just adding strikes to the playlist, or I wonder how many strikes are actually going to be in the heroic SIVA playlist?
I don't know. Like, is it just going to be the new one strike
like
and the
two
revamped ones, or is it going to include the Taken ones? I don't know. I mean, it says SIVA right on it.
Exactly. Like, can it actually be anything else? Or are they going to suddenly be like, hey, here's these other strikes where we toss some SIVA infected enemies in there? But that'd be like a revamp in a way, or a slight
you only
revamp.
Have 3 to pick from. I mean, that's going to get old quick.
Yeah.
Quests and bounties will not auto complete as some of them did with the Taken King. Now, I don't necessarily agree with how this is written up because they specifically said quests will not auto complete, but they didn't say bounties would not auto complete.
Said quest bounties will not auto complete. What?
They definitely said bounties wouldn't do it.
I mean, look at the wording. Quest / bounties.
I see what I'm reading, but I also listened to the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's talking about the actual write-up might be slightly
might be
slightly
I'm
off.
not positive about the bounties thing. I think they actually kind of dodged the bounties.
Do they?
Well,
no matter positive. What, I'd have to re-listen to it.
Yeah, no matter what, I'm still gonna hold my Trials of Osiris bounties this week because if I remember correctly, this is the last weekend.
That's correct.
For Trials of Osiris
for a while.
That's
too,
right.
Because
until the 30th of this month.
That's some time right there.
That creates an issue because if you go to the lighthouse on the 30th of this month, will you get max light gear?
What?
If you go to the lighthouse on the 30th, will you get max light gear?
The way lighthouse gear works is it's on like the light level system of the way the level up system works. So whatever your
like the smart
current
where it's a little bit above.
It's a smart. So it's a little.
So
bit above.
if you happen to be lucky enough that you got through the raid, and you're at 385 going into Trials of Osiris that weekend, is it possible for you to hit 390, 395?
Yeah.
Before the hard mode comes out?
Yeah, possible, probably.
Are they unlocking hard mode? No, I think that has to be a patch, right? to go above 385?
Probably. I think the max is 385, and then like when they release
Yeah.
hard mode, then
The
light
way they
level will
worded
go up.
that, you're right, is the max is 385. They said that specifically the max is 385 until the hard mode comes out.
Exactly, which is going to be a
So-
hot patch to then unlock 400 light level.
So then that would lead us to assume that the highest light level gear you could get out of Trials of Osiris would be 385.
385, yeah. But I'm sure it's going to be, to your light level. So whatever you're currently at, let's say you're at 370, it's going to be around 370 somewhere where it will drop. So maybe up to 375 if you're lucky. Just like the
For like-
smart
for
loops.
like the first week until you level up and everything.
Right, once you're 385, then everything's going to be 385 that drops
I
over
hadn't really thought
384.
about that until now. It's like what happens,
Mm-hmm.
because if PvP players get a head start, like really good PvP players get a head start on the hard mode raid, because there's going to be another race for that hard mode.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
But I bet you're right. I bet it locks you at 385, but it may give you more
Pretty sure.
opportunities to get to 385 by going to Lighthouse.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's
So
another
it
set
probably
of,
does
set of
give
drops.
really good PvP players a better shot at beating the hard mode raid first.
Well, it's an extra 3 drops. It's an extra drop per character per week, essentially, if you go to Lighthouse. That has a chance of being 385. Or, actually, it could be a weapon. Yeah.
Whatever you get, it'll be a higher light level anyway. So infusion. So
Yeah, it's infusion material.
I don't know. That's
Um,
interesting.
let's see.
Sorry.
yeah.
Xur will be
Yeah.
selling a rotating stock of ornaments sold for silver dust.
Yep.
Silver dust. What? Yeah.
When you get is it called the Radiant Treasures? The new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
You think
Radiant
if
Treasures
you-
are the new rewards that you can get or the new like weekly rewards similar to Sterling Treasures right now, and then I believe they'll be purchasable from Tess as well.
Yeah, and then if you dismantle something that you got out of that, it
Mhm.
will dismantle into silver dust, which then can be spent at either Xur or at the Eververse Trading Company.
Yeah, so we're going to get a rotating stock of ornaments from there. What do you guys think about that?
So theoretically, I could go to Test Eververse, buy a bunch of Radiant Treasures, dismantle everything I got, then buy an exotic weapon with it from Xur.
Well, I don't think it's
Um,
exotic weapons. I think that's still
It's
a
just
strange point.
ornaments?
I think it's
just
just ornaments.
Yeah,
Okay.
just ornaments.
Because it's cosmetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they want that currency to be connected to cosmetic.
Cosmetics only.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then I have no problem with it.
Yeah, you got no problem with that? All right.
No,
I'm
if-
just-
if they keep the in-game transactions to cosmetics only, I really honestly have no problem with it.
I just hope that's not the only place that you get ornaments. Or I hope
No,
it's not the
that's-
main place.
That won't be the only place that you get ornaments. I believe that's what we've been told at least. Like there's going to be some from Trials of Osiris,
Lighthouse, yeah.
like Lighthouse. I'm sure there will be some for the raid. Yeah, hell, maybe even those like strike horde chest thing. Like I could see them maybe coming
Yeah.
out of that too. That's just speculation though.
I always have this feeling of like Xur. I know it's supposed to prevent bad RNG. That's technically Xur's reason, is he prevents the community or prevents some players from having just the worst RNG possible and gives them a chance to get certain items. But it also means that once they sell that, like the Bloodstained Hawkmoon, it's like suddenly everybody has the Bloodstained Hawkmoon that weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of that way of having those things drop.
I genuinely don't care because like yeah, for that first 2 weeks people will use the thing or whatever. And then over time people kind of develop, what they like. So it's not like just forever now everyone's going to be using this. No, next week some new flavor, new hotness is going to come in. Everyone will start using that. Some people will stick around with what they liked using. I don't see a problem with it at all.
Yeah. What about you, Briar? What do you think?
I kind of agree with Holtzman on this one.
Yeah.
Like you get the Chatterwhite, you run it for a week, and then you go back to something that you really like wearing.
Yeah. But it's a little different though. Like Chatterwhite still had to drop, whereas Xur shows up and he sells it and suddenly like
Chatterwhite had a drop. I thought it was just like you just got that for killing Atheon. Holy shit.
no, it wasn't a guaranteed drop.
It wasn't, but it was pretty common.
It was common to the point where it was the only thing I was getting for like the first 4 weeks through Atheon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have. I see where you're coming from, Tefty. I definitely do, but I don't know. I like to. I base what I dress as or what weapons I use on what I like to use, as opposed to what's uncommon.
Yeah.
I guess if I had something that was stupid rare, though, I'd probably rock it all over the place.
So I'm saying, like, let's say you get that Bloodstained Hawkmoon, and then suddenly Xur sells the ornament. You're like, well, it's not as special anymore. I mean, it's special. Like, it's like, oh, it's cool, but it's not as cool.
I don't know. I just don't let what other people are using affect me. If something looks cool, awesome, then I'm gonna use it. So
it does kind of take some of the exclusivity away. Like I did this thing, and that makes me special, and now I get to present you with how special I am.
Mm-hmm. Prime example of this is last night again. Trevor was in my party, and he's got that emblem that you get from a pin. It's an exclusive.
Oh yeah, the heart one.
Exactly. Or no,
is it heart?
So is it a heart pin, and then it gives you the black emblem that looks really cool?
Oh no, okay, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
You get this emblem that's black and it looks dope, and everybody is constantly asking, "What is that emblem? What is an emblem?" That's cool. Like that's an appealing thing to have. Like if everybody was like,
less about the black one, I want the blue one with the heart on it. That's the one I like.
But you get what I'm saying. It creates totally. It creates a buzz where, like, if you see a type of weapon and you've never seen that skin before, you're going to be like, "Whoa, where did you get that?" And then if I were like, just go to the tentacle face and buy it off of them, you're going to be like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about like the Eva Levante. Like somebody will post on Reddit, "Oh, Eva Levante is selling this rare ship." It's an Eva Levante ship. How rare can it be?
You'd be surprised. I didn't know Eva Levante sold ships. She like emblems and emblems.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
You'd be surprised. There's still some that have been only sold like once over Destiny's entire career. Same thing with the ships at Amanda. That it takes a while for some of those to finally rotate through the inventory. Yeah, we can move on from the ornaments thing.
Ornaments can also be obtained without any silver dust or real money. Silver dust will only be used to buy select items. Silver isn't being replaced with it.
Okay.
Thorn is unchanged, and Bungie feels it's relatively balanced. So Send It is staying.
All right.
Cool.
No comment on whether hoarded exotic engrams will drop year 3 exotics. They aren't saying how high they'll decrypt at base levels, but higher than they do now.
Okay.
PD
so there's a bit of a boost right there.
Well, maybe. I mean, the worst that can happen by holding on to these things is that you get a bunch of Cryptarch rank, and you could possibly get a weapon through that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, just hold on to them. If you've been hoarding them, hold on to them.
Yeah, especially if you already got all the exotics, which most people do at this point. Vendor inventory light level is being tuned right now. They haven't actually decided, apparently, where that's going to land.
Okay.
3 of Coins is unchanged, which is kind of disappointing to me. But I think
I figured they weren't going to change it because it's not a major game overhaul. It's an expansion like Dark Below. I assumed it was just going to be an unchanged system.
Plus, for the most part, it's a good way to kind of manage the economy at the very start of an expansion. I can guarantee you, when the first time Xur comes through, he's got the bunch of people are going to be buying those 3 of Coins and then using them to try to get any of the RNG exotics from this expansion. So.
Yeah.
Private matches will progress your weapon grimoire and daily bounties. Quests and weeklies cannot be completed there, though.
So what you're saying here is I can finally have max grimoire score because the only things I'm missing are doubles and rumble wins.
Dude,
the only thing I'm missing
yours
too
for the
is
taking.
doubles, so maybe we can get together and you win 20, I win 20, you win 20, I win 20. We can farm this a little bit.
How about you lose 60 and then I'll promise to like let you win 60 at a later date.
I don't believe you.
How about you guys just be on the same team?
I hadn't thought of that.
Very different.
For doubles, just be on the same team.
Yeah, a lot of people are kind of concerned that you'll be able to go in there and basically do what we just described to get that grimoire score. But who cares?
I could care less about the grimoire.
It literally has no effect on game.
Yep. Nobody even looks at the number anymore. I can't remember the last time I looked at my
I
Grimoire
don't even know
score.
where to find it anymore.
You have to inspect
exactly.
the actual player. You have to like go to inspect their
Mhm.
gear, and then you can see it. It's not on the player's emblem anymore, so
Yeah.
it's not like some big EP thing that everyone flings around in the game.
Well, it used to
cares?
be.
It used to be.
like,
yeah.
damn, look at
I
that
mean,
Grimoire.
oh
Woo,
my
this is
God,
going to be
we're
a
going up
sweaty
against,
match.
We're going up against some Max Grimoire guys in Trials of Osiris. You guys know what they're doing. Nope, okay.
Never mind.
That was easy. Never mind.
Faction packages will give you a choice between armor, weapons, or chroma gear.
Sick.
Yes.
So happy about that.
Yes.
Boots for this guy.
Oh my god. The end, like the drop rates on weapons are so dumb right now. So dumb. Like this is needed.
If you are looking for PvP weapons, like there are several that are very high up in the meta that are really hard to get. The Party Crasher,
Luna.
yeah, the AS Luna, the Longbow, the LDR. Like these are some really top of the meta weapons. They're freaking hard to get, man. And if you get one, it's probably gonna have a shitty roll on it.
Yeah. I got a Party Crasher last night. Mediocre roll. I've spent probably 13 hours or so this week in PvP, and I've only seen that Party Crasher.
Yeah. I've actually yesterday I went out to go farm some AS Lunas, and by farm them I mean watch every other person on my team get one.
Really?
Over the course of 4 hours, I saw like 4 Party Crashers and 6 AS Lunas.
Whoa, that's some
how I am
drops,
with the
man.
Party Crasher.
That was
It's
crazy.
like, it drops. It just doesn't drop for me. I see it dropping. Just
I
doesn't
had
drop for me.
about a week or so ago, I had 3 Party Crashers drop in one night. It was about over the course of about 5 hours.
Really?
All of them with full auto. All of them with full autos. It's like, well, this is
Noise.
ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw I didn't see any eyes. Well, there might have been one eyes Luna last night that dropped. But it's so rare that it's like, really? Out of
and we
6
saw
people.
Roll. We saw a God Roll drop last night
really?
as well.
Oh, nice.
A True Sight rangefinder rifled barrel Icarus roll.
Oh,
Nice.
For someone
that's my jam
who
right
already
there. I love it,
had
Chris.
for someone who already had a Sure Sight rangefinder rifled barrel hidden hand roll.
What a dick.
I know. Clawman,
Report
Clawman, just I'm not grouping with you anymore.
reported for being a D.
Ugh. Ugh.
It's like the return of Pope Bear.
Yeah.
Pope
So-
admittedly deleted several god rolls early in the Taken King of Eyes Luna.
Because he had too many of them.
Unbelievable.
So
Unbelievable.
if anyone is wanting to actually farm as Lunas, you can group up with me, and then you'll probably get one over the course of the night, because I won't.
I've
You're just like the
2 over
benefactor.
The course of the Taken King. Luckily, one of them is pretty damn good.
I have one with the stability reduction and range increase. Like I just use that. Okay, it's just good enough for me.
There are lots of new Grimoire cards. In-game story will reveal a lot about the Iron Lords. In-game
Cool.
Grimoire may happen in the future.
That's like the first time they've ever actually stated that, right?
Mhm.
I mean, they said may.
May. But I mean, that's
They
the
don't
first
wanna
time
get
they've
our
ever
hopes up.
said it may happen. That's the
That's
first time
true.
they've ever actually acknowledged it could be a thing in the game at some point in time.
Yeah, as if it was a good idea. Be like,
Yeah.
it would be nice to be able to see that Grimoire in the game.
Something people have been saying since the alpha.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of part of the experience.
It is funny that they put in Sparrow Racing, something people were wanting since the alpha before they put Grimoire in the game. But
Dude, the Gallerwing, man. The Gallerwing is a prime
Gallerwing.
example as well.
Yeah.
True.
Those loading screens could use a little help too, frankly.
Can you imagine the Grimoire popping up on the loading screen?
Yeah.
like in Bloodborne or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like Bloodborne or like objects like in Skyrim, it's just like give some information. It'd be great.
What are the Exos? They are human consciousnesses downloaded into war machines built for a long ago conflict.
Cool.
Sweet.
No new chroma gear, but all old chroma gear will still be available. All chroma colors can be bought from Ava.
That's really cool that they're allowing you to buy them now, like the specific ones.
Yeah. I don't need to buy any though. I've got quite a stack of every color.
Do you?
Yeah.
See, I've been holding all my my
How many are you up
treasures.
to?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm in the teens at this point on both systems.
Yeah.
I should be at least.
Let me check my Xbox account. I can tell you the exact number of Radiant treasures that have actually been released.
Have you never opened one?
Sterling treasures.
Sterling, my bad. Oh shit. I need to go pick these up because they're overflowing into the actual postmaster thing. You can say the next
Really?
thing.
Oh, interesting.
Gunsmith weapon. Oh, I really want you to be listening for this though.
21.
Oh,
21.
yes.
21.
Like,
21
this
now?
needs a
Okay.
magic reaction. Gunsmith weapons will get the new base vendor light level. No word about brand new weapons from the Gunsmith.
Bungie.
No word.
I'm not mad at you. I'm really not mad at you. Okay? I'm just really fucking disappointed. Okay? I'm not gonna
They said no word though. There's a door that there might be something.
Don't you think they would have said that they were coming?
Okay.
I'm trying to have a shred of hope here, man.
No, that's no, the shred of hope has been just burned in a fire for me now.
I don't think they're coming. Yeah.
At this point, I'm not mad. I'm just really disappointed. I'm not gonna, claim to know how long it takes to design a gun in Destiny. I mean, there's a ton of shit. You got to model the damn thing. You got sound design going in there. You got to balance the whole thing, so it's not like an absolute dog pile of just bad, or just like the most OP thing.
Dog pile bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it. I can imagine. But fucking Christ, we had like a year at this point now. Could we at least put like a machine gun, a Gunsmith Arms Day machine gun, the very least? Because right now, the only thing that you can get are 2 rocket launchers. They have different stats. I can't tell you what they are because they're both absolute bad.
Absolute garbage.
Yeah. There's I think I was trying to count it up before the podcast because I wanted to sound intelligent, but there's very few weapons that people actually want to get. You got so for specials, you got the Thesan and the Aryan Sniper. There any other specials that you're like, this is really good, I want this?
There's no shotguns. The shotguns are bad.
All the shotguns are bad. The other sniper rifles are horrible. The Hawkeyes are just filthy bad, and not the good filthy bad. Majority of the primaries are horrible. The only ones that are really good are like
both scout rifles. Both Suros scout rifles are good. The PDX is good. The PDX
the fast rate fire PDX is really good.
Yeah, the Hawksaw one.
The Ufern is a pretty decent hand cannon.
It's got to roll right though. Like it's garbage.
Exactly.
It doesn't roll with rifle barrel.
It has kind of low aim assist as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't like using it for PvP.
That hard impact one, the high impact one, the Jenguku or something like that.
Jenguku, the shotgun, that thing's garbage.
No, I'm thinking of the hand cannon. The
Judith.
Judith, right?
Yeah. The Judith is honestly not that good of one. In my opinion,
it can roll okay. I've seen some decent rolls on it.
Problem is it has a really, really bad reload stat. It has a really bad range stat. So you're going to have to get something to help both of those out if you want the weapon to be really feasibly usable. So, like, basically, there's like 6 weapons out of the pool that you can get, and then you also have to wait for them to roll a good enough roll because a lot of the just base stats on these guns are pretty abysmal. All I really would have wanted for Arms Day, just it gives a new machine gun, like maybe 5 new weapons in total. Just 5 new weapons in total. That would have been so nice.
Would have been nice.
I can't tell if this is just me, after a year of doing Arms Day videos, going, hey, it's another week. Shit.
Part of it, but
yeah.
I mean, I think everybody's pretty sick of Arms Day. I get zero excitement about Arms Day.
I lost my Arms Day excitement 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It was yeah. Also, what about like a sidearm? They don't sell
no sidearms. No sidearms.
Let's have a sidearm in there.
I would love to see a Suros sniper. I think that'd be cool.
I'd love to see anything of like the weapons that aren't in there from the current foundries.
Yeah.
Suros hand cannon.
What's that new foundry too? Is like Nadir or Nadir.
Nadir.
Yeah. Love to see that.
Yeah, I don't know. maybe they're planning on it. It's just not right away.
Maybe
maybe-
it's like maybe
yeah.
it's an
Maybe they
April
want to step
update.
into it.
It's an
April update.
April 2017.
Yeah.
Guys, new Arms Day weapons. Get hyped. You've been asking for it for over a year. Let's do it.
Yeah, no.
Can we still go ahead?
The chat's just exploding with like different weapons that we haven't seen from the Foundries,
Yeah.
and I
There'd
agree
be
with all
some
of them.
cool
I want to
stuff.
see them.
We need some new stuff in there.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting though is that they are going to be affected by this new light level. So
Mhm.
yeah, the final week, make sure you buy up all those packages. So then when Arms Day comes, you can just turn them in for more light level if you're not already past that light level yet.
Yeah.
Might be something worth holding on to.
Conspiracy theory. Maybe they're on purpose making us think there aren't new gunsmith weapons because they want to make the new level to get them level 10, but they don't want us grinding that level now. They want to surprise us.
Oh, that's interesting.
That feels
Can you
unbearable.
imagine?
That feels really cruel. If that would be the case.
It'd take a long time to get to level 10. Like
it would
a
take
month.
you. Basically, it takes 2 weeks to rank it up once.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
So like,
there's 5 weapons. You get 250 rep per complete or per thing that completes. So there's there's 2,000 rep in the thing. So yeah, 2 weeks. You need basically
2
2
weeks.
weeks to actually rank.
We
it
got
up.
helped out the first time because there were those war
The bounties.
things.
yeah, the quest and all that. Yep.
Can we still get year 2 trials of armor? Year 2 trials of Osiris armor? No. Get it before it's gone. You got 1 week left. So I still
This is the last weekend.
I still really like getting that I really like going to the lighthouse right now because I still haven't gotten all the rolls I want or all the perfect rolls on that lighthouse gear. Like not the weapons, but the armor specifically.
Well, let me ask you, Briar. You've seen the new stuff that's coming out, right?
Yeah.
The new is looking real nice.
You make a strong point here.
Briar just sitting there
Does look
going, "What the hell am I going to delete in my vault to make room for the new?"
The Mariah gear looks good though.
It does.
Oh, it looks
It looks like the
good.
best of. I mean, we had that trials gear for a year and a half, essentially.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because it was kind of like a reskin.
I mean, the Pariah gear is just it's the best version of that trials gear.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a full set of it for each of my characters with good intellect discipline or strength and discipline rolls. I don't think it's gonna happen in 1 week though.
You gotta get real lucky.
Will they ever be bringing out old raids and content up to be more relevant? It's still something they talk about, and it may happen in 2017.
Tefty.
I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be their signature. They're signing off to this version of Destiny.
You've been the champion of that for like the past year. Of them
Mhm.
saying, right before Destiny 2 comes out, they're going to be like, April update comes out, boom, and then
All relevant.
there you go.
Yeah. It'd be a nice signing
Take that
off for
idea
this
and claim it
version.
as their own all the time too, Tefty. I just want you to know I stick up for you. That's Tefty's
Oh.
fucking idea.
I know. I just-
Guys, it is not my own idea. I mean, it's pretty easy to conclude that.
Tefty, come on. Just
I mean, if you want me to take ownership, I will. But I'm just saying,
Just take ownership. Just do it.
all it takes is a few thought processes down the road, and suddenly you arrive at the conclusion.
There will be new trophies and achievements. The Kostov quest will be available day 1 if you can get the weapon parts you need.
Cool. So
If you have a Kostov, I think that means.
if you got a Costa, just
Do I want to delete a character and get a Kostov?
You got 18 days. You can do it.
Hell no.
What are you going to be doing in these 18 days? Well, really,
Trying to get a freaking Eyes Luna.
in all honesty, you really got 11 days because the last week is going to be filled with whatever new is in the, like their new whatever.
Like, they're probably going to be doing a preview, right? In fact, is it in this list?
It's not in this list, but they did say they were going to be doing like a week-long thing, and they didn't say what it was going to be.
they said be on the lookout for something a week
Yeah.
before. Before
Exactly.
they came.
And
So,
why would they take away Trials of Osiris for the month, essentially? What's the reasoning?
give
You know,
everyone. I think we were. I couldn't remember if we were talking about this on stream, but yeah, I think we said it would be a really cool idea if like they brought in private matches for like that week, because it makes sense since everyone will be able to play private matches. You don't have to have the Iron to get private matches. You just have to be on, current gen. So,
but then it goes away. Oh no, it doesn't go away for.
No, it doesn't go. It doesn't go.
No, if you own vanilla, you're good to go. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, because I feel like they'd probably give us Supremacy also. Like, you can only play Supremacy, and then also private matches.
Too.
Yeah, a Crucible preview with Supremacy, a focus on Supremacy, and then also, you're right, Pat, I didn't think about that. Then that makes a lot of sense, because it's already going to be a part of the base game. So why not just give us private matches like a week before?
Yeah. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Axe start appearing in Patrol.
Yep.
Finally, this is the last item on the list. The launch time is confirmed as September 20th at 2 a.m. Pacific. Rip your sleep schedules, fellas. We doing this.
Oh,
it's happening.
I've just said, I agree with that. My sleep schedule is going to be messed up. I've made peace. I've made peace with that.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm just trying to figure out when I'm going to sleep between 5 a.m. for me on the 20th and what I assume to be 1 p.m. on the 23rd. Like, where am I going to fit sleep in between those hours?
I agree, man. I'm thinking the same thing, because I'm like, I'm probably going to want to play at least 12 hours day one.
Oh yeah.
Right at 2 a.m., so that's going to put me at 2 p.m. I'm not going to be able to sleep at 2 p.m. because that would be weird. And then, but at the same time, I have to sleep at some point before we do the raid. Otherwise, I'm going to be dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be difficult.
Another thing, we got to put out content on the Planet Destiny channel too.
So, got to make videos.
Got to get videos in there somehow. I mean, streaming is easy because we're going to be playing a ton. That's like a no-brainer. But making a video, like stopping playing to make videos,
I'm going to have to be like, memes. Can you edit this video for me?
Put an ad in the classifieds. Need video editor.
Go down to your local college and be like, "I unpaid internship. Get over here."
Guys, just check my inventory. I do not have the Kavah stuff on the PS4.
You should probably delete a character.
No.
You got 11 days.
Yeah, you got 11. Fine. What are you gonna? Do you really need all?
I'm not gonna be able to level up the subclasses. That's impossible in 11 days.
Just buy a Spark of Light. You'll be good.
I think they took those out.
One for each subclass.
Oh, did they take them out?
They were telling me that in the stream yesterday. They said they removed those from the store.
No joke.
I'll double check that right now, real quick. As long as the PlayStation Store.
Guys, I still have the Kavah stuff on the Xbox.
Delete your Warlock. You don't play that shit anyway.
You're right, Briar. You're absolutely right.
That's what I just do.
Thanks for the counsel. Thanks for the counsel. I hate Stormcallers. I'm just going to delete that.
Whenever I've needed to delete something, I just delete a Warlock because,
because they fucking deserve it.
Oh, man. Guys, we are not this anti-Warlock of the podcast, honestly. It just comes across that way. Well, really apologize.
If you notice the pictures that we usually put up,
yes,
like 3 hunters and a titan for our characters. So yeah, and I can't find the I can't find these things in the Bungie store or in the PlayStation store anymore. So they might have actually taken that away.
Did they? Oh, now that the shortcut's gone, I'm disappointed.
Hey, you wanted to spend $120 to level up your Warlock immediately.
Ugh.
Worth.
Or just make another hunter. You know what? Go back to year 1 where I was triple hunter.
Triple hunter.
I love triple hunter. I miss those days. It was great being ignorant. I'd be like, what? You can do that with your subclass? Lame. I'm going to stick with my hunters.
The reason for the Warlock hate is there was a guy at DestinyCon walking around with a God Hates Hunters sign, and he was dressed as a Warlock.
That was hilarious. I saw
that was awesome. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I saw that on Twitter and died. So that's the big news. I mean, I'm pretty excited at this point. I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually finding it somewhat difficult to play Destiny right now.
Yeah.
Because I just want to play the new stuff, man. Like, I'm so excited for the new stuff that like just going through strikes, like doing what right now. I'm literally like just edging every fucking thing. Right, is I'm getting everything edged up, and that's not a particularly fun thing to do anyway. But man, all I want to do is I just want to play the new stuff. I want to see the new drops. I want to get some new weapons. I want to jump into the new strikes. I want to play the new PvP mode. I want to play custom matches. I want to play the new raid. Like, fuck, I don't want to do any of this old stuff anymore. I've been doing it for a year.
I know, and every time I don't get a nice Luna drop, I'm just like, Jesus, this game, come on. Where's my where's my purchasable buff to make like these drops be better?
God. It's called getting the faction booster, and then just getting your package from Shaxx.
Yeah, if only an Eyes Luna came from Shaxx.
Go get your class item. Go get your class item.
Go get your boots. For me, it's like a helmet. I always get a helmet or a cloak.
I usually get I get gloves, boots, or a class item.
Yeah. I always get boots, and JB Mega in my chat always calls it out right before I get it.
Boots.
I've thought about having a command.
I got to meet him at DestinyCon too.
Did you?
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. I like him a lot, even though I like to make fun of him for making me get boots all the time. But I had thought about for the longest time making a command in my chat that I could hit that automatically timed him out for enough time for me to go to Lord Shaxx, not get boots. Because I'm convinced he's cursed me.
Oh, man. Seriously, man, I did the Shaxx bounty, 20 strange coin. No Eyes Luna. I want the freaking Eyes Luna.
I'm at this stage in the expansion, I'm actually okay with just getting from the bounties and Nightfalls. I'm okay with getting strange coins and 3 of coins as my rewards. I'm not
I'd actually be excited about it. But I get Vanguard shells still. I still get Vanguard ghost shells.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm sure that'll turn to something good once Rise of Iron comes out. And if I'm probably going to start collecting like all the legendary crap I get between now and Rise of Iron release, so I'll have a bunch of legendary marks to break down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fill up your vault with legendary engrams if you get them, and then legendary armor and weapons.
Yeah.
Like instead of dismantling them now, save them because you're gonna want those legendary marks.
Absolutely.
Use them a little, level them up. You get 5 instead of 3.
Pro strats right there. Yeah, I'm still sitting on 1,100 strange coins right now, so that's why I'm like, I'd rather just take a weapon that I've never had on the system before.
I think I got
I agree.
1,200, and I've got like a vault full of heavy.
I got about 300 3 of coins, 1,100 strange coins, 3,600 motes of light, which will probably go up between now and Rise of Iron. So
yeah, I have stopped leveling up armor and weapons. Like I just don't do it. I just save the motes of light.
Yeah. I'd rather have the 5 motes of light to help get a faction up.
Absolutely. I mean, it is time. Like we're in that window. Like I said, it's 18 days till the release of Rise of Iron.
Oh yeah, and then a lot of heavy ammo synths. I forgot. I have a lot of heavy ammo synths.
Yeah, you've been working on that.
One thing that's not in this article is that they did mention that there wouldn't be a weapon rebalancing or a sandbox rebalancing it with the launch of Rise of Iron.
They said they'll come after.
They said maybe it would come after.
Maybe.
Yeah,
but
it's not coming with Rise of Iron. So no 1 week meta this year.
To be one that
I was disappointed to hear that. I get a little bit of joy just out of seeing a change,
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Change for change's sake is sometimes just fun and refreshing.
Yeah, I think that's what we have to be prepared for this expansion. It's going to be, it's done by the live team, so I think they're going to be more proactive with evolving the expansion also as it unfolds over the next few months. So I'm excited to see that as well, because like they said, I believe the sandbox update isn't going to come until a week or 2 after everything drops, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
No. They didn't say when it would drop.
Like the word on the street though is that it's a little bit after it releases, so maybe a couple weeks. To see
how it shakes down, and then maybe they'll do it.
Yeah, and then drop an adjustment.
Exotics will be god tier. that new sidearm. Spoilers, by the way, spoilers for anyone who wanted to be completely free of any information. Yeah, there's going to be a new sidearm, burst sidearm that looks like it won't suck.
My suspicion is that it's going to be Thorn.
It doesn't
last
suck.
word meta again. Like that's how I feel it's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I was using the last word I was using the Thorn last night, and man, if you're in a good lobby, it's super consistent. It destroys.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at if you look at what's being used in sweats right now, you can pretty much see what the meta is going to be when Thorn gets released. You see a lot of Thorn, you see a lot of AS Luna, you see a lot of last word.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, I have to take a brief moment to say I finally got a new chair.
Yeah,
finally got a new chair. Went upstairs and stole one from my dad's office. It was one that my cat used to sleep in when we still had a cat. So I had to vacuum all like the cat hair off of it and everything.
Sure.
And gotta say,
that's actually sounds really sad.
It kind of is.
Like
sad,
the cat is really upset about it right now.
I'm said when they had a cat. Did the cat pass away?
Cat passed. Yeah, no, it's Spunky. He passed away
how long ago did it pass away?
Spunky passed away, and you would have vacuumed his hair off. Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. That must have been traumatic.
Dude, it was like a year ago.
That's what I'm saying. He still had cat hair on that chair.
Memories. For me to like the year anniversary of his death.
No.
Did it just happen to line up on that? You brought the chair down. Here was what was his name? Sparky?
Spunky, like the Rocco's
Spunky.
White Dog. Come on,
it's like
man.
here was Spunky's fur on this chair that I'm now taking.
Spunky, man.
His hair is in the vacuum cleaner right now. I can send it to you if you really want it.
I'm good.
Got enough cat hair right now. Filled up. Full up over here.
I'll say my ass has not known this much comfort in quite a long time. You never realize how uncomfortable a chair is until you sit in a new chair.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, this is nice. This is
got like adjustable arms and
no, I can move them. I took the old chair and set it right beside this one, and then adjusted like the back and height and arms to be the exact same as the old one. So like it. Yeah, so then it wouldn't. So then, like, it's not like a big change. You're like, oh god, I'm sitting so far forward, or I'm leaning too far back, or something. I'm like the exact same height. The only difference, amount of padding on my ass. Is good.
I'm gonna do that with my next car. I'm gonna pull the old car up to the new car before I trade it in, and I'm gonna make sure all my settings are the same on the seat.
Have that direct comparison.
The way to go, man.
Yeah.
Never even thought of that before.
Yeah, well done.
It throws me off for months.
Right. Okay. Wow, what's wrong with this car?
Every like 3 years, same model of shoes.
The thing about office chairs too is like you can't get a good one unless you spend like $1,000, and I'm just not willing to spend $1,000 on an office chair. Like that's just not in my budget.
No,
so
you know what?
I go through them like once every 2 or 3 years. Like they start getting creaky, and then you hear them on the mic, and it drives me crazy. The leather starts to crack.
This is crazy. Like look at this. Look how much rotation. I'm just like I just tapped. I'm not even actually moving right now. It's like it's so finely oiled and greased.
You're living the good life right now, and I'm jealous, man.
Yeah, talk to me a year, and I'll be like, I needed a chair.
Damn, your chair game is like it's 10 out of 10, man. Yeah, It's also blessed by Spunky.
No, Spunky sat in this chair for a reason because it was comfortable as hell.
Damn.
So I'm gonna honor his memory and put my ass in it.
It's great, man. Nicely done.
Great segue. You know what another good segue would be if I had the ad copy pulled up, like a good
Can you make it relevant to Spunky for me?
Okay. So
Spunky started a YouTube channel.
No, Spunky, like he used to.
Spunky, aka Holtzman's dead cat. Holtzman's dead cat.
He used to like have to. I used to have to like put Spunky in my lap to record because he would like be sitting right down next to me and he would just meow at me, and he was too lazy to jump up into my lap the whole like 1.5 feet up here to actually get. Yeah, he was lazy as hell, but he still wanted to like just chill in my lap. So like for the first year of Planet Destiny, at least half of those videos were recorded with Spunky chilling in my lap and me like in a weird awkward position trying to lean over him and talk into the blue microphone, because no doubt you've noticed these wild mics and headphones that we're using because they're just some of the iconic gear that Blue creates. Blue's award-winning product.
Nothing like a transition from your dead cat to our sponsor.
Amazing. Amazing.
Driving force behind professional musicians, internet creators, countless elite game teams, and Twitch streamers too. They're getting USB mics with the internet's most popular microphone, and their Mo-Fi and Lola headphones deliver insane sound and a very personalized fit. Blue offers everything you need to completely immerse yourself in the ultimate gameplay experience. Learn more about Blue at bluemic.com. Dead cat not included.
You know what's funny?
Snowball. You get Snowball.
The Snowball, the other cat. It's funny as you said your cat was too damn lazy to jump up, but he died. Like maybe, do you think he was maybe just super arthritic and he couldn't actually jump on your lap? You think maybe that's what it was?
Down there, help me.
He was like, "Listen, I'm super old and I can't jump on your lap anymore. Help a cat out."
Right now, Blue Microphones is typing out an email that says, "You're all fired."
This podcast, we are continuing our partnership.
That was great.
Yeah, but seriously though, fantastic mics. And next week, tune into the podcast because we will be giving away a pair of Lola headphones, which are basically the exact same things as these, but with no like amplifier in them. They're still fantastic.
Super nice. Super nice.
Yep. Highly recommend you tuning in next week. We'll be doing the giveaway live on stream. So if you want a chance at some really nice headphones, come watch the stream.
Do we get a choice of white or black? I think they come in two colors, white and black.
Yeah, you can choose.
There's a bit of a robot there. Interesting.
Is that Briar roboting or me?
No, it was Briar. Just a hint.
Okay. Just a hint. Just
yeah. Touch a robo.
All right. Twitter questions. You guys want to hear?
Let's do it.
Get some questions in. Clinton McGinnis. If you could take one current weapon with you into Destiny's sequel, assuming that we can't take them all, what would it be? One weapon.
A weapon?
Mm-hmm. One weapon into Destiny 2, what would it be? He says current.
Oh, current weapon?
Yeah, he says current, but man, like for me, it'd be Fatebringer. If I could take any weapon from Destiny into Destiny 2, Fatebringer is like when I go into the Vault of Glass or Crota's End and I bring him Fatebringer, oh my god, it was so fun.
It was really, yeah, it's a great weapon. I'm really conflicted about this because I love The Last Word. And if The Last Word is brought forward, I just feel like it's going to be the meta.
It's going to be all you use, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, I'd probably say the Arc Sword, the Boltcaster.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, the Arc Sword, because it's such a cool weapon, and I need to. Here, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on my Hunter now instead of using the Galar Sword that I've been using. Okay, there we go. Problem solved. Much better. Destiny Item Manager while you're doing your podcast.
That's right.
That easy, guys.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
That's how I checked for the Kvastov.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a tough one, honestly. I'm looking at weapons right now. You know what? I'd like to see the Sleeper keep going.
Okay.
Sleeper Simulant would be really awesome to see in the future.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Telric, exactly how salty is Holtzman over the news of no gunsmith weapons coming to Rise of Iron?
Rewind the podcast about 25 minutes, I think. Yeah, we'll go.
Were you salty? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I don't think I was. I was just disappointed.
I've heard you saltier. Like the nerfing of the Hunter throwing knife.
Oh yeah,
you're like 11 out of 10. I would say like a 6 out of 10 for this, or maybe even 5.
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, at least the light level's going up for gunsmiths. So for the first 2 weeks, the gunsmith will be used again, and you can rank up your guns for a little while. Until then, and then after that, he will fade into obscurity as he deserves because he refuses to innovate, just like Comcast's internet.
Yeah.
The Google Fiber to come take over the gunsmith and bring some new stuff. Yeah. So we
Peppa, What do you think there will be? I don't understand this sentence.
Well done.
Okay,
and
here we go. What do you think we will get the week before Rise of Iron in the way of content? I think we all kind of answered that. Anybody got anything?
Yeah.
I like
Billy Decker.
PvE thing, like at least the axe. Let us use.
That's
that
my
axe.
guess. Is the axe for PvE, and now I wasn't even thinking about it until you said it, but now I'm thinking it's going to be private matches for PvP. Maybe we'll get a map preview, like the new map preview.
Yep.
Billy Decker asks, we are seeing a lot of people preparing for Rise of Iron, so are you guys saving a character?
Saving a character? What?
Not sure what he means by saving a character, but are you guys preparing? Are you guys buying? Are you edging factions? Are you buying?
I mean, I'm not going, steady as usual. I am saving some stuff. I'm saving heavy ammo synths for both the raid and ranking up factions. I'm not using Motes of Light as I normally would to level up stuff before I dismantle it to get max legendary marks, because I kind of want to keep all my motes. Same thing with strange coins now, just holding on to them. Might as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like more or less in the same boat, but I haven't applied it as much as you have, Holtz.
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually need to go buy some heavy ammo.
You still got like what, 2-3 weeks?
Exactly, 3 weeks or 2 weeks and some change.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fine.
Plenty of time. You got plenty of time.
Yeah. I just figured I'd do it one character at a time and then slowly move through all the characters. I'm not going to do it on my last character, the Titan, because I don't want to like stop playing like 3 days before Rise of Iron comes out.
I would recommend doing up. I ended up messing up on my Hunter for when Taken King came out, and I edged all the factions on all my characters, and then I realized, wait, I still have a week to go.
Yeah.
And so I ended up messing up all the ranks on my Hunter, so it didn't even matter. So
yeah, that's how I kind of figured I would do it. Is that on my Titan? I plan on bringing my Titan into the raid because I kind of figure you guys would both be hunters. I'm assuming.
I'll be doing my Hunter. Yeah.
Probably. I'll probably be hunter.
It's always nice to have a bubble around, although I don't know how useful it'll be in the new raid. It may or may not be. But it's always nice to have a bubble around.
If the theme was collision, I kind of want a safe space. Bring the bubble, Briar.
Yeah, I'm definitely bringing the bubble. I always bring the bubble.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up bringing that bubble.
Robert Rubin, lots of speculation about new subclasses, but is there any hope for a new class in Destiny 2, Electric Boogaloo?
I don't think so. I don't think it's supported in the lore right now for a new class. Of Guardian.
Neither were Splicers. Yeah, and they showed up.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about potentially a fallen subclass or a fallen class with subclasses of its own,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more just pure speculation, having fun with it. I don't think it's realistic because also Bungie seems to enjoy this threes type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They like everything going in threes. So I wouldn't get hyped for it. But if they do, that'd be great. Because it's
I wouldn't be
more
surprised if it happens in the in the long tail of Destiny. I don't know if it'll happen for Destiny 2.
Yeah.
SDF River, do Rise of Iron artifacts have stats, and will they be static or random as before?
Did you guys see if they had stats?
Yeah, when I was at Bungie, they had stats. I don't know how the rolls are on them though. If
they'll be random every week,
if they'll be random or anything like that. The build that we played was like a dev build, so every single armor piece that had stats on it was intellect and strength, but that was because of the dev build, so all the artifacts had that as well. But I'm assuming that is just because of the dev build. In fact, I will say that is because of the dev build. Yeah.
It'd be interesting, like if you have choice of 3 each week. Do we know if we're going to get a choice of 3 per character or per account?
I assume it's going to be the same for like everyone, the same way Court of Oryx.
No, but I mean, like how we're going to get a choice of 3 per week for the artifacts. Are we going to get a choice of 3 per account or per character?
I imagine it's going to be per character. Yeah.
So you'll be able to get all 3 if you play all 3 of your characters.
Assuming, yeah.
So it'll take theoretically as little as 3 weeks to get them all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
theoretically.
So I wonder if, like, maybe the roles will be different. You know, you'll see it come this time with intellect and strength, and the next time you might see the same artifact come back up, and it'll have intellect and discipline.
I could
bet
see
that's
that.
how
Yeah,
it'll be.
that would be a good way to make sure people like stay relevant, or that little quest thing stays relevant. People want to try to get whatever like the new tier of armor will be, so they want the best possible.
The Speaker's Marks, how every once in a while you see it. Oh shit, this one's got a tier 12 build.
Yeah.
And it looks fantastic. It's white and it's got the gold hunter or gold wolf on the back and the stripe oh, it looks good. DJ Defcon, what are your most embarrassing moment on Twitch live?
Oh, I got mine.
Let's hear it.
There's a sub of mine called Nemesis the Therapist. And you know about this? Yeah. He resubbed, and I'm pretty sure when he first subbed, I called it out this way as well, but he resubbed, and I was just getting the stream going, also, you know, warming up my speech and so on and so forth, and I said, Nemesis the Rapist, thank you very much for, it's like 3 months, you're awesome, I really appreciate it. And then I was like, is it really the Rapist? And then I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, it's the Therapist, Nemesis the Therapist. I got really red.
Oh,
it made me really uncomfortable.
Oh
yeah.
Sorry.
Chat must have gone crazy about that.
Oh yeah. And they didn't let me forget it either.
One quick clarification. I remember that incorrectly. That 2K Cheese in chat says the dev build made it look like the artifacts had int, disc, and strength stats. That is correct. Sorry, I didn't remember that correctly. Yeah.
Got it.
Patrick, you got a moment?
I genuinely can't think of anything.
No,
I genuinely can't think of anything. Yeah.
The one for me is easy. Actually, Patrick was involved in it. I finished. It was early on when we started streaming, or when I started streaming on the PD channel, on this channel, and all right, I'm done with the stream. Patrick's coming on. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Just got up and walked away from my computer.
Walked away from the computer like you were gone for like 30 minutes, and the entire you got like I was messaging you on Skype,
back to computer.
Twitter, Skype, Twitter, everyone. I got people to like message him on Twitter. Everyone's spamming. Maybe he has his phone notifications on or something. I couldn't start streaming for my shift because you just left your stream on the Point of Destiny channel.
Just walk the fuck away.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
Like I was talking to my kids out in the hallway. You could hear my conversation with the kids.
That
was the one for me.
I don't know. I guess most embarrassing moment, transitioning my dead cat into a sponsor ad plug.
Nice.
Back all.
Nobody's ever gonna forget that ad read. That's
that was legendary. Honestly, I think we need to highlight that clip. We need to highlight that baby.
Those are good ones. Vinny asks, do you think high rate of fire weapons are popular in PvP because of forgiveness? And how do you make low rate of fire weapons viable in PvP without making a Call of Duty time to kill?
That is kind of the difficult part of it, because higher rate of fire weapons do have a little bit more forgiving nature to them, where while technically, you know, they may take 1 or 2 more shots to kill depending on the weapon archetype, a lot of times it's just better to get the damage on someone than to have the potential to do more damage, if that makes any sense.
And let's talk about, you know, the netcode. When bullets decide to not connect, when you have more bullets, in general, you're going to kill.
It feels a lot better, yeah. Yeah. I think at some point, like, you just kind of have to go, or you just have to realize that some weapon types may not ever be competitive unless they take that leap to make them in season, so to speak.
Yeah. The slower rate of fire weapons are harder to balance, especially for the primary weapons, because when you make small adjustments to them, like the time to kill swings further than it does when you make adjustments to the high fire rate weapons. When you make a 2% damage increase to a high fire rate weapon, it's not that big a time swing. But when you make enough of a change to, let's say, a high rate of fire pulse rifle, you're changing it from a 0.8 second time to kill to a 1.2 second time to kill. Like, it's a huge leap, So if 0.8 seconds is right where you want to be, you nailed it. If that's too fast, the only way to go is right out of the meta to 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, and like generally, if you end up missing a shot, that penalty is just so much smaller on a faster rate of fire weapon too. I think right now I think technically like the Jade Rabbit archetype of Scout have like one of the fastest time to kills in the game in PvP, but that's only if you hit 3 headshots.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you miss one, it's one of the slowest time to kills in the game. So
yeah.
If you start mixing body shots in, it gets slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you want to balance that stuff, when it comes to like if you make those high impact, harder hitting weapons more accurate and more consistent, so there's less just like if you think you did get a headshot but it doesn't register, those type of things. Yeah. If you want to balance those things and actually make them register more clearly, then you have to reduce the range. And we were talking about this last podcast as well. Like if hand cannons are going to have less bloom and more accuracy for when they hit, then the range on them has to be reduced and there has to be a lot more fall off. Otherwise, it's like a clear winner. Like you already see it right now in sweats. It's hand cannons.
Yeah. I think that works for hand cannons, but for the high rate or low rate of fire pulse rifles, it doesn't really work because it just doesn't logically make sense to reduce the range on those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't have an answer for that.
The Messenger used to have a 0.4 second time to kill.
Insane.
It was slightly higher than that, but it was right around there because it was 2 bursts. If you start the timer on the first burst, the second burst was started 0.4 seconds later.
Wow. Yeah, that's insanely fast.
Yeah. I love that gun though, man. It was fun.
Fun times.
Last Mohican 9 says, what are the best snacks to eat while grinding Rise of Iron? What are you guys loading up on?
Oh boy. You once sorry, my dad's walking down the stairs. Tepti, go.
If you watch my streams, you know what I eat on stream. It's like almonds, cheese sticks,
Mm-hmm.
That's like the cashews, I'm relatively healthy when I snack because I worry about health things in the future, I'm
a big fan of nuts too. I like to have some healthy snacks around. Trail mixes with some dried fruit in them are nice because they have a little sweet with the salty. Yeah. Coffee. I love having iced coffee around. I try and stay away from energy drinks, but I'm bad at it.
I'm always worried about your hands getting greasy or whatever, and then you touch your controller and your controller's greasy, and then you got to clean off your controller, but then it's always really weird because you miss that one spot and your hand's greasy again and move it other parts.
Cup of soup.
So I generally, if I eat something, I'll have a bowl of pasta or something like that because that's really easy to make.
Carb up, man.
The problem I can't do that because carbs, they literally put me to sleep. Like if I have a high carb meal, like a bowl of pasta, I really do want to fall asleep. I want to go to bed. If I have a high protein meal, then I feel much better afterward.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. If I have a bunch of carbs, then I'm just like, let's take a nap.
Yeah,
I don't have that problem, but yeah. And if you're gonna if you want to eat like some Cheetos or whatever, use chopsticks.
Mm-hmm.
Then your hands don't get greasy.
Yeah,
man. Do you do that on the stream?
I haven't done it on the stream yet, but I mean,
you should.
Like I could. It's easier
to do that, and then I'm gonna make a bunch of GIFs of you eating chopstick cheese.
The hardest thing to eat chopsticks would be
individual pieces of rice.
Nailed it. Uma Thurman and Kill Bill trying to eat the. Okay, yeah. That is pretty difficult. Yeah. Soup. Oh,
yeah. Soup would be pretty impossible.
Yeah. Richard Horton. What will the pre-Rise of Iron event What will be the pre-Rise of Iron event? Iron Banner Supremacy fits in with the MLG stream. Siva in the Cosmos.
Right.
We already kind of talked about this. I'm sorry, Richard. Destiny Hamza. I have my legendary Mark Iron Banner and Trials bounties saved up for Rise of Iron. Would they carry over in Rise of Iron? We're hoping.
Yeah, I think so. There's solid evidence that a lot of that stuff is going to carry over.
We don't have evidence to say it won't.
Yeah.
And really, what are you going to use those legendary marks for right now anyway? Go get another vacancy?
Yeah, do you really want to buy another legendary engram that's going to turn into a Jabberwocky or something? No.
Cheese 510 for the win, FTW. Since the game is current gen only, what other improvements do you think Bungie can make to expand Destiny? I think this is a false argument.
False argument.
I didn't even process the question.
Question was, since the game is current gen only, what other improvements do you think Bungie can make to expand Destiny? I think the reason it's current gen only has nothing to do with making the game a better experience. I think it was to speed development time.
Well, actually, no, we're already seeing the improvements. Like, we're getting private matches, we're getting ornaments. I think all those are those two things right there are examples of things that they wanted to do, because they're bringing back, or they're bringing to vanilla Destiny private matches. It was an example of things they wanted to do that they couldn't do with last gen, but now they're here.
Private matches is something they couldn't do on last gen.
Yeah.
I mean, we had
why didn't they add it to last gen?
Xbox and Halo.
Yeah, but that's different though. Imagine the amount of assets that are using right now in the hard drive space, and also 512 megs of RAM. Like, that's tiny.
I don't know. I see it as, I mean, there's definitely like ornaments. I think probably you're right. They couldn't have done that on last gen, not the way they did it. But arguing about something that we saw on the original Xbox being included in a game that's coming out now, they had to drop last gen to do it. I mean, we had it in Halo 3, we had it in Halo 4, we had it in every other, multiplayer game.
Yeah, but the PvE wasn't as big. It was just one campaign.
That's true. I really see it as they needed to speed up development. They didn't want to develop for 4 consoles, so they did too.
No, I think you're right on that too.
Secondary benefits because of
I think it's a combination of stuff.
Yeah. Timeless Mythoclast, do you think Rise of Iron will be enticing enough to put down the ones we use now?
Say it again.
Due to no weapons. Do you think Rise of Iron weapons will be enticing enough to put down the ones we use now, due to no weapon tuning when Rise of Iron drops?
I mean, it depends. Sometimes, like, what if one of the factions has an LDR class sniper rifle available?
With a good roll.
What if, like, with a good roll on it? Yeah, I'll put down my current sniper rifle to go pick that up. Hell, I'll even go rank up that faction a bunch just to possibly get a really good roll from it. That's what it really comes down to, is if there's weapons that look like they would be worth using with the right rolls, I'm not picky. I'll change.
You heard it here
I
first.
have never gotten even a decent roll. The best roll I've ever gotten on Shotgun and Taken King is the Conspiracy Theory D that came, in from that quest, right? It's literally the best shotgun I've gotten. If that shotgun from Dead Orbit that we saw at Gamescom comes with a somewhat decent roll, I'm going to immediately pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that Dead Orbit shotgun, I think that's going to be the one. Honestly, you're going to want to level up Dead Orbit. If you're into shotguns, you're going to want to level up that to get that Matador 64 clone, essentially, because that's going to become the new meta, honestly, for shotguns, is getting a god roll in that one. But other than that, like, I have a feeling Thorn, Last Word are probably still going to be very prevalent.
Yeah. It'll be Last Word if you're using a sniper, Thorn if you're using a shotgun.
Yeah. And yeah, the Might Multi-Tool is probably still going to be ripping people apart. So
yeah. Alex Rizzuto, do you think we'll still have a chance to earn the exotic faction class items in Rise of Iron?
I imagine so.
Yeah, I don't see why they would get rid of that.
I don't see why they would get rid of it, because, some people still probably aren't over into rank 25 to trigger that quest. So they're marketing Destiny to a lot of people, like hopefully returning with Destiny the Collection, or just new players. I see no reason why they would take that away. Yeah, should still be in there.
Andrew Collins says, will you have to reacquire year 2 exotics to use ornaments with them, or will current exotics be updated?
That's something we haven't received official word on. So hopefully, maybe you'll just have to like rebuy them from the kiosk. And I mean, infusing them up is really easy too.
Yeah.
So
remember with Dark Below where you had to get a new one and then level it up again from scratch, and that was when every weapon had like 32 bubbles to it.
Oh yeah, no, I remember. Oh yeah, that was great.
Sucked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that's when Motes of Light weren't in the game too. So the only way to level up weapons were to just kill stuff with them or complete bounties. That's when the bounty system wasn't as good as it currently is. Yeah, it sucked.
You were only getting like this minimal little increase in power too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I remember having to level up like a bunch of weapons, like when people would let us use their accounts for various videos, like No Land Beyond, Fourth Horseman, and they'd be like, "Hey, I just got this. Do you want to use this for review?" It's like, "Yeah, sure." Is it leveled up at all? No. Okay, I really hope you haven't done any quests today. And I would always like start leveling it up before 4 a.m. so then I could do all the bounties and then do all the bounties again, then do all the bounties again with the glitch at the time to completely level up the weapon and then get the review out. Yeah, fun times. Now you can just Motes of Light so much easier.
Yep.
That was a rough time.
It really was.
Len Cassio, who is everyone's favorite villain/enemy in Destiny?
Randall the Vandal. He doesn't show up often, but when he does, better watch out.
Yeah, there's no joke. You don't play.
No, I just saw him before the podcast, and it took it was like 4 sword swings with the Galar sword to kill him. That's a
tough ass Vandal.
Yeah,
that's meaty.
Yeah.
Oof. Favorite villain. You know what? I really like that Nexus Mind. Just chilling in the bottom there.
He is like the better of those boss hydras, because like the divisive mind or whatever, the one in the other strike with like the 3 rotating shields, he's just an asshole.
Yeah, he's annoying.
Why do you have 3 shields, man?
Also, it's so cool how the Nexus Mind comes down and assembles. He's like, yo, you in my hood. I'm about to stomp you, And of course you stomp the Nexus Mind.
Your mind is probably Crota. I was just so impressed that they had this huge boss and he was walking around. He's swinging that sword at you. He'd glitch the fuck out and all of a sudden appear in like the middle of the crystal room and just fuck you right up.
Yeah, those glitches did give him a lot of personality too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, at some point, somebody made a video that just stuck in my mind forever. Is every time he glitched, they just put in the sound effect, "Surprise, motherfucker!" It just never left my head. I don't know who made that video. I should find it again because it was a really funny video. But he used to just, you'd get to him in 20 minutes with your raid team, and then you spend the next 2 hours just watching him glitch all over the fucking map. But he was cool, man, with the sword and just standing there, and like, he was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Jay asks, "What's up, PD crew? Should Bungie change the matchmaking settings for trials?"
I don't really see a reason for it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you get matched up with people in Spain?
Occasionally. Yeah.
I honestly think it should be card and then connection. Or, I mean, connection first, and then try to find people on the same card level.
I agree,
because
totally.
As soon as you hit 5, 6, 7, it is like, guess what? We are halfway across the world from each other, and the game is affected by it.
Yeah. It's so frustrating to lose like your 8th or 9th match because like a guy couldn't be killed.
Yeah,
it's
very frustrating. Yep, I hope it changes. Hope you look at it.
JB Mega, speaking of JB Mega, we mentioned him earlier in the podcast. With private matches coming, are any of you interested in doing any type of machinima?
Not personally. Not personally, no. I have a lot of work to do with like the YouTube channel and reviewing weapons. I don't have time to put together a machinima thing. But if you need voice acting, do Eric's.
There you go.
That's me, Patrick. I'm not going to put it together myself, but if somebody asked me to, come be a part of something that they were putting together, I'm not gonna organize it and get it together, but I would be a willing participant in somebody else's project.
Mm-hmm.
How much you paying, JB Mega?
I was in Blue's video, The Taken, as narrating some stuff, and I would like to do more of that. I hope Blue decides to do more. Blue Westlow. Mm-hmm. I hope he decides to do more machinima, and I'd be down to do more if he invited me. But I'm probably not going to put together machinima myself.
Yeah. What I can say is that with private matches coming, podcast showdowns, you easily do those again.
Let's go.
Yeah. Those are so fun too.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Daddy, please come back asks, do you think a faction war or class war activity will ever come to Destiny? # Future War Cult.
I hope so I can kick your ass, Future War Cult. New Monarchy.
Dead Orbit?
I'm New Monarchy.
For your hunter's New Monarchy?
Is New Monarchy just says they give my hunter housing, I guess, and so I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll be New Monarchy.
Armor coming soon.
Yeah.
Sort of New Monarchy.
Yeah, I'm not bleeding red or whatever New Monarchy.
I have literally no connection to him. I really could care less. I have 3 characters. One of each of the factions. I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Yeah, the right now the factions in the game, unless you've really gone into the Grimoire to explore them, the only thing that you have to go for are who has the coolest lounge area. And I'm not gonna lie, Future War Cult, they got the penthouse up there, with all the nice seats and everything.
Who's got the best weapons? Who's got intellect and discipline?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But having a faction war in the future, I would love that. I just don't think it's going to come anytime soon. I think it's going to be like a Destiny 3, 3-4 years down the road. There's some sort of faction war that happens.
Mm-hmm.
It'd make for a cool expansion.
It would.
I wouldn't want to see it as a main game storyline. Carito, what would you like to be doing as a job if you weren't streaming / gaming?
Well, I was doing music production before, so I'd go back to music production if I wasn't streaming or doing YouTube.
If I wasn't doing this, I'd be trying my damnedest to get into some sort of game design career. Maybe going back to school to learn game design, although at this point I'd probably just, start doing various things with game design just to see if I can even do it before going to school. But yeah, I'd be trying to get into some form of game design if I could.
I still have a job. I do photography as a job, and I would kind of continue doing that. I actually enjoy it quite a bit.
I loved doing photography, but God, having that as the only source of income for me for a year and a half was just bleh.
That's the thing. It's a lot of work. I have basically 3 sources of revenue right now, and photography is a third of that. So it's kind of low stress from each of the 3.
Yeah.
As long as the other 2 are there. Lee Willis, you keep asking for hand cannons to be fixed, yet they've dominated sweats and the meta for 2 years. Wouldn't they be OP?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. If there was no bloom, it would be god tier. There'd be no reason not to use Thorn or Hawkmoon.
I don't think they'd be OP. I think they would just be the optimal choice. Oh, that sounds like a PR speak answer.
If they're the best choice.
That is the most political, we are pro OP hand cannons political statement I've ever heard.
Well, it's look, for PvP, you want to have the ability to get into cover and like still fire your weapon and still do good damage. Like hand cannons just meet the criteria of a good primary in a lot of PvP encounters. A lot of times, auto rifle, it takes a while to do your damage onto someone. So if you're having to move in and out of cover, that's time that, that's basically increases your time to kill. Scouts are basically like hand cannons as well. Hey, you can go in and out of cover, but a lot of the way the maps are designed, they don't have those long range lines designed for primary fights. It's mostly dominated by snipers. Pulse rifles are supposed to be this kind of mid-rangey thing, but they're also long range. I think pulse rifles are probably in the best state overall for the most part. That they have like the good mix between the auto rifle damage and the moving in and out of cover with the hand cannon as well. And then you have hand cannons, which just purely feels like they're designed purely for PvP to excel there. So I don't know. My reason for hand cannon bloom is just because there's nothing in the game. Yeah, it feels bad. There's nothing in the game that actually really tells you when the bloom
preventing you from
really
pure
reset.
dominance.
There's nothing that tells you when the bloom is reset. For the most part, it's just this arbitrary thing that will occasionally, and by occasionally I mean oftentimes make you miss a shot or two, and cause the encounters to have this variance of RNG that you just don't. It doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel like the good shooting experience that Destiny is known for. So, agreed. I mean, that's personally why I want it fixed. If you want other balance choices, add more range fall off to them. Like add more damage fall off, so they'll truly be that medium range weapon. You're not going to be hitting those really long range shots. You'll be hitting the long range shots, but it'll do like 10, 20 damage. Nothing huge. That's just my opinion on it, though.
There's lots of ways they could nerf hand cannons besides just making shots not connect that should have. Like it feels bad. It doesn't feel like a well put together game when you're aiming right at somebody's head and the fucking gun just like does nothing.
That's the thing is Destiny has so much good gunplay in it. Like they've the aim assist that they've done in the game is just fantastic. That's why it feels so good. And they have this one thing where, I agree, hand cannons in year one were really, really good, but they also were basically harder hitting scouts because no range stat didn't mean anything in year one.
Yep.
Now in year two, where they have the tools to actually, change all that stuff, use the tools. Don't just do the bloom thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Diaz, will Patrick continue the Arms Day videos with gunsmith inventory staying the same? Hashtag Pat forever trolled.
Yeah, no, I was discussing it on stream yesterday, and the main reason why I would continue the series would be there are a lot of new players coming into the game. A bunch of people in the chat just started playing Destiny during the April update, so Arms Day is still very useful to them. So yeah, I'll still keep doing it. I mean, you might have to sit through a little bit of me grumbling because I've been doing covering the same weapons for a year now. But yeah, I'm gonna still do it.
First in line asks, what are your thoughts on Thorn keeping Send It?
Yeah, I was using it. I mean, you still get some Phantom Bolts here and there, but whatever. It is what it is. It's going to be one of the most consistent hand cannons, honestly.
Yep,
it's going to be everywhere. Everybody's going to be using it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we have that artifact coming too that reduces like dot damage. So
yeah, the dot damage, it doesn't even matter with the dot damage. You can 3-tap somebody.
Artifact. Unless there's something else coming that does way more dot damage, I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, you can 3-tap somebody really easily with Thorn if it's accurate. Yeah.
Aldrich, when Destiny 2 is released, what stories do you hope will be told?
I want to know more about the Queen. I want to know more about the Stranger.
More about the Speaker and his relationship to the Traveler.
Well, I already know it's bad, so I don't know if I want to get that deep just yet.
Stranger. I want to know more about the Stranger. She's that character that had this, we got a sense of the mystery around her character, and then nothing.
I think that's all we got was the sense of the mystery.
Yeah. She's this person, and like she was like this really integral part of the original like kind of campaign.
Yeah, and then we haven't heard from her since.
And then she gave us a gun and peaced. Like she went out for a pack of smokes and never came back after that.
I mean, she did give up her gun.
Yeah,
she literally put up her gun.
Other side of that conversation too. Remember when she was talking to somebody else?
She was like, "How many? Hold your position. Be right there." And she was out.
Lord Garth Vader. Iron Banner needs to update with Rise of Iron. What if they added? I don't understand these questions sometimes. What if they added NPC characters or public event mini bosses?
Iron Banner?
So I don't know that they're going to change Rise of Iron or Iron Banner with Rise of Iron. But if they did, like this question just made me think, like imagine all of a sudden you're in the middle of an Iron Banner match and a fucking mini boss jumps in and instantly you're no longer on opposing teams. You just got to fuck this guy up. If you beat him as a 12-man fire team, everybody wins the match. Like it's just like, oh shit, we're doing this now. How dope would that be? And imagine it only happened like it had a 1 in 100 chance of happening. Like it was really a low percentage.
That'd be wild if like a boss spawned in the middle of a match.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden, oh fuck, Tannix is here.
Oh, it's Tannix. We got to stop fighting each other and kill Tannix.
Massive health pool, so everybody's got to be fighting him.
That'd be wild.
That'd be wild.
What if Tannix ran around and took all the special and stole all the heavy? What an asshole, right?
Go ahead.
I'm cool with it. I like my PvP to be PvP and my PvE to be PvE. And then
still black and white.
I know. I'm sorry. I know. I'm so boring. I know.
Integration.
I know.
Halo Warzone is fun, and they have bosses and also teams.
Oh yeah, I love to see that come to Destiny 2, man. When I saw that in Halo, I was like, holy shit, this is what Destiny's Patrol should have been.
Yeah.
And
man,
it was really cool in World of Warcraft, like you having to go kill a raid boss or something, but because you played on a PvP server, there was always that threat of like a rival, a guild on the other faction coming in and just destroying you while you're doing that, and then they take your kill, or they take the boss when they're at like low health or something. So I mean, awesome. as I would love yeah, no, it's awesome. I love it. I loved it when it would happen. But I would like to see that in like, I don't know, PvE or something. I don't know. Maybe I do it in PvP too. Like just do it in PvP, but it's not a 12v12. It's a 6 versus boss versus 6. And you're all like trying to kill the boss.
Oh, so you got to compete to kill the boss?
You got to compete to kill the boss. Like,
yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking too.
That's a way cooler dynamic.
I think it comes back to that patrol thing also, where you spawn into a patrol zone that is PvP as well, and you can bring 3 of you, or you could be three to a team and go kill bosses and also try to kill your kill the other people there.
Maybe so Briar, it's like a 6v6, and boss spawns in. Everyone, as long as everyone's alive, and you figure out the whole things, but it turns into like elimination, where the last team standing gets to kill the boss and then gets to take the loot. And then
doesn't fit with the lore though, does it? Right? The Iron Banner is supposed to be practicing for like an event like this. So if all of a sudden a PvE enemy showed up, you would think that both teams would like drop the game they're playing and go, focus on the real threat.
Yeah.
I don't think you think Iron Banner's going to change at all. I don't really think so.
Not really. I think Supremacy is going to be in there. And that's it.
Yeah. Naked Samurai asks, "Hey PD crew, I've always wondered what your real names are." I've always wondered what Patrick's name is.
Yeah, what's your name, Patrick?
Is it the end of every Planet Destiny video I do? It might be Patrick Casey.
I don't know. Sounds like a stage name.
Yeah, I feel like it's made up.
I've been going with that joke I've been keeping that up for a long time then.
Mm-hmm.
That's
As
you're
good jokes should
committed.
be. I don't share my name. I got a couple of reasons for that. One is, security. I have kids at home, and all sorts of bad shit can happen if people figure out your real identity. I don't share it because I'm trying to protect my children.
Yeah. Pro tip:
Nice.
fucked up. I fucked up hard when doing that. Like the very first video I did, I gave my full name out because we were like discussing how I should sign off the video. Like, yeah, just sign off with your name or something. And I took that as sign off with my real name. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I don't care, whatever. How big could this YouTube thing actually get? Shit. And then I really wish I'd said Holtzman. Yeah. So, yeah, just keep it to online tags.
My middle name is Teft, actually. So it is my name.
There you go.
Mr. Bojangles 1984, what would you like to see added to PvE content other than Forge or 6-man patrols?
More of it.
I would like to see more content added to PvP content.
Essentially, yeah. Like, running the same strikes over and over again is pretty tiring when you go, let's go grind some Vanguard rep. All right, we're running the same 5 strikes essentially over and over. Sometimes back to back to back because the algorithm gets messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want end game strikes to be procedurally generated. Like that would be incredible. You look at Diablo 3, those rifts are fantastic. They take the dungeons that are in the Diablo game, they randomly populate with enemies and make these different floors. Divisions Underground did something similar. So I want strikes to procedurally generate dungeons. That'd be awesome.
I'd love to see endless horde mode. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
What if the very last level of the Archon's Forge, because they said there's different levels of sacrifices. I think. What if the very last one is an endless thing?
I think that could be a lot of fun. And you get better rewards for the longer you last.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be pretty fun, and it gets harder and harder as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun. That'd be a really replayable kind of thing too, because you constantly, if it was really endless, you'd just constantly be trying to beat your last record. Oh, we got 50 rounds last time. Let's try and get to 60. It'd be fun.
Yeah, there's actually there's something in WoW that they called Proving Grounds. I think they added those in with Mist of Pandaria, but it's essentially 1v1, or it's a one-man dungeon essentially, and you go in there and it's just endless waves that get harder and harder and harder and harder. You see how many waves you can hit.
Yeah, I like that kind of thing.
And you hit 5 waves. Okay, you got bronze. Hit 15 waves. Oh, you got silver, and then you got gold, and then it's just gold times whatever. And
guys,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Here's what we do. Here's what it's an alternate universe, and the tower has been infected by zombies, and it's the robots, it's the gunsmith. All these guys are coming at you as zombified versions. The Cryptarch is coming at you, the zombie, and you have zombies mode in the tower.
I like that. That'd be fun.
Let's have it.
Yeah.
It's like an arcade.
That would be real fun. I would like to see good vehicles come too. Man, Halo had such great vehicles.
Yeah.
Vehicles in Destiny just
you forget they actually had vehicles too.
Yeah.
In some of these PvP maps because you never play them anymore.
But I used to love running, in a filled out Warthog, one guy driving, one guy on the gun on the back, one guy in the passenger seat with a regular gun, just running around. I used to love that. The tanks, you finally get into a tank, you're just blowing shit up all over the place.
Yeah,
they got such a good history with vehicles in PvP. It'd be fun if they could kind of recapture that somehow. I think it'd take a full reset though, because none of the vehicles right now are any fun for PvP.
No.
Ty asks, who do you think the 9 are? They seem very powerful. Do you think they will get mentioned in Rise of Iron?
Maybe. I think so far every big content release has had some small mention of them. They've slowly been building up. Yeah, in the Grimoire.
Oh, in the Grimoire.
In the Grimoire, at least. but I don't think we'll see anything in Rise of Iron from them. I think that would be like a Destiny 2 thing.
Yeah, because they talk about the Jovian area, whatever it's, which is the moons of Jupiter and or out beyond Jupiter. So I think that's going to be Destiny 2 when we finally go there. Land on like Europa or Io or something like that.
Dale, what do you guys think they're going to be? Do you think they're going to be aliens? Do you think they're going to become some kind of hybrid human? What do you think they are going to be? You have any ideas? Hazardous speculation?
I really have no idea. I think this is where we would need Bife on the podcast, because if I remember right, there's one card where it talks about the 9, and it's like one of us is and it just like basically kind of lists off what they all are. Yeah, and it sounds like they could be different things, what the 9 are.
Dale Daback says no sweet live action trailer for the year 3 DLC release. I think When the Levee Breaks would have been good.
I think they're saving that for Destiny 2.
Probably.
Doesn't seem to be as well. It's not the Taken King, it's not that kind of release. We want it to be, but it's not.
And if you want something live action, they put out a video of them making or of the old Man-at-Arms guy making that sweet axe that Lord Saladin wields. There's got to hold it. That axe is huge, by the way. I got to hold it when I was at Bungie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tito asks, with so many changes being made to loot in Rise of Iron, do you see changes being made to the end game Crucible drops?
I hope changes are always coming for Crucible drops, and it's always we're adding more of them.
Yeah.
Do you think we're still going to be able to get Party Crasher and Eyes Luna, though? Or do you think they're going to get taken out of the loot pool?
Maybe they get taken out of the loot pool and they'll add some different ones in. I have no idea.
That's what I think, actually.
Yeah.
I think they're going to refresh it into something else. Also, that In Times of Need is garbage. So get that thing out of here. Right?
Why do they even have guns that are just garbage?
I know.
Why do they need to exist?
To let us appreciate the good guns, Briar.
Why can't they all be good guns?
They know they're crap and they drop so much more than the others.
Oh, yeah. I've
ridiculous.
gotten 30 In Times of Need. I've gotten 1 Party Crasher.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Is there even a Crucible sniper that drops right now?
No. There's
What's
not.
up with that? Well, I have such limited drops in like one of the game modes that you play a lot.
So it's Spare Change, Split Shifter Pro, In Times of Need, Party Crasher, Revelator, Aya's Luna, Ash Factory.
Oh yeah, that's
another one that never drops for me. I get plenty of fucking smolders though.
I can't think of any more than those 7. So
yeah.
Remember back in the days of House of Wolves where you get like a legendary drop after every game? It's fucking beautiful, man.
It's great. I loved it. And of course, that was the time when we had
use any of them because you were too busy using Thorn in the last word.
Yeah, you were using a weapon that you already perfectly rolled. So it was like, moats.
You re-rolled them a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? This brings up a topic that started to jettison away from. Well, it's connected
NL
and
Shadow,
also
NL Shadow and Red Spectre. Okay, thank you, Chad.
Oh, that's right. Those drop as well. Yeah. We were talking about having an economy or a trade economy, and how cool would it be if the drop rates stayed the same, but people could post for, say, strange coins. Let's say 1,000 strange coin. You're going to sell this Party Crasher that dropped for you onto the trade market, and then you could earn. Your strange coins suddenly have purpose beyond just being able to buy stuff from Xur. You'd actually be able to use drops that, let's say you're a Pope Bear and you get ridiculous amounts of LDRs and longbows and Party Crashers and all that. You could actually, instead of just dismantling them, you could put them up on the market. And that way you could keep the drops being super rare because, obviously over time, there's too many of them that get into the market. What do you guys think of a trade economy in there?
I think I'm going to open up a new trading site where you can actually pay money to get a new Party Crasher.
gonna disclose the fact that you own this site, or keep it on the DL?
I just heard about this site. I just wanted to advertise it. I thought you guys would really like it.
You're like their number one customer, right?
Briar Rabbit's Lotto. No connection though. I don't understand how that. It's just random.
I like trading, and I don't like trading at the same time. There's two sides to that coin, I guess. The things I like is like, oh, if I played it long enough, I probably have enough of whatever the currency is, and I can just buy, a roll off this auction house or whatever that is fitting for what I want. On the flip side, someone comes into the game, they get given a bunch of stuff, and they're like, oh, well, I don't have any attachment to any of this. If I don't know why this is important, why this is good.
Well, what if they had limits though? So you couldn't sell something like Bungie knows what a good roll is. So maybe they set it so you have to have at least 500 strange coin.
I don't know.
What do you think, Brian?
I don't like it. There's not enough weapons in the game to support that kind of thing. If you could just go ahead and buy it, I'd play for a month and I'd have a perfect roll on every weapon.
But what if the currency? What if it was difficult to buy though?
It's a lot to buy for me. It's going to be out of reach.
Really
for
hard.
90% of players.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard. Because look, when people see me open my inventory, they're like, "Holy shit, 1,100 strange coins! Oh my god, 3,000 looks like that's insane!" Like, if it's making it hard to buy for us, it's out of the reach of too much of the player base, and it's a useless feature then.
I don't know. I think there's a sweet spot that exists. I really do.
I don't know. I personally, as much as I would like to see trading come into the game for, I guess, selfish reasons of, finally getting good weapons, and then maybe give weapons to other people. Like, I like all that. At the same time, I don't know. I think it destroys what kind of makes some of the unique moments of Destiny happen, where you finally get that good roll on a weapon. Say in year one, Gjallarhorn was so coveted because for various reasons, but everyone always was really excited when they got a Gjallarhorn.
I don't think exotics should be traded though or sold. Yeah. Like I'm thinking rolls specifically on legendaries that you get. So
now those are the exotics to me. Exotics aren't. Yeah. I've had all the exotics since 3 weeks after the Taken King came out.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I'm chasing right now are good rolls on legendary weapons. If I didn't have that to chase after, I'd literally just be standing still.
The only type of trading system that I would wish would come into the game would be some sort of like trade within your party, like at the end of a raid or the end of an activity.
I like that idea.
Yep.
That's proven to be really, really effective in World of Warcraft. So, that I think that could be something that might be able to be implemented. They probably have no way of transferring stuff between characters as of this time, but still, like, I think that would be a really good thing to add in the game before we get into the whole like creating a player-controlled market, essentially.
Yeah. I think and reward game trades are nice.
Strange coins out in China.
Like. No, it's true. It's true. Like once you introduce a market that players can have control over, like essentially the pricing of, you will end up introducing real world currency into it somehow.
There's no doubt. Yeah.
It will happen. So the only way to kind of keep that from happening is the only time you can trade something would be to a person that was just in the activity that you were, and it's just the stuff that dropped at the end of that screen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even if you could trade within your strike group at the end of a strike, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But it's got to be like one and done.
Yep.
Never get another opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's only the weapons that dropped.
Yeah. And WoW, it's like in WoW, it's the you have a 2-hour time limit, and it's 2-hour in game. So I can log in right now, and there's still stuff from like years ago that I could trade to someone because I hadn't actually logged into that character for long enough in game time.
Yeah.
Basically.
But it's all loot that dropped out of that activity, right?
Yeah, like so in a raid, I picked up me and a friend like picked up a bunch of stuff, and then I logged off on that character, and then never logged back into him again. And then I could go.
The only thing I don't like about that is like, I think back to like the days of raiding Atheon, and like that guy who got his second Vex Mythic class, and like the whole raid team is like, "Are you gonna give it to me?" Or like like all of a sudden you gotta like pick your best friend in your raid.
That's when you roll. That's when you roll a dice and just leave it up to the D20.
Yeah. Honestly, I think exotics should always be things that you can't. Like, if there was a trading system, I don't think you should be able to trade an exotic.
Even if it was a Fatebringer. Like, how many guys are still looking for Fatebringer in Vault of Glass?
Yeah.
Or the Praetorian Foil?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all the Twitter questions. I don't have any more.
Really?
Yeah.
Nailed them.
Wow. I thought there was one that you were really excited about asking us.
I swear to God, I put that in this list. I either skipped it or
you've missed it or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, because I forgot what the question was too.
It was what I think it was. I can't remember who asked it, obviously, but it was like something to the effect of, "What song are you going to be listening to get pumped up while you're watching the loading screen for Rise of Iron?" Like you're watching the download screen for Rise of Iron.
Yo, final countdown for me. Final countdown.
Yeah. Final countdown. That's a good one.
Good one. That's a good one. I don't know. Probably something by Lamb of God. I'll just say Ghost Walking by Lamb of God. There we go.
There you go with Bomb Track by Rage of the Machine.
Nice.
It's a good one.
All right. That's all I got. That's what we got. A good 2 hours and 6 minutes of podcasting now.
That's
awesome.
Right.
Awesome time, guys. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in today. This is the 86th Planet Destiny podcast. Remember, next week, giveaway during the stream. So tune in for that.
Yeah. Holtzman's dead cat. We'll give it away.
Oh my God.
Spunky is going to be resurrected like a warlock.
My dead cat? Is my dead cat a meme now?
It's just the fact that you had to vacuum hair off your chair from your year, like your dead cat from a year ago. I was like, what?
Yep. Well, be sure to tune in next week for a giveaway of some blue Lola headphones. If you want to find me, I'm Patrick Casey. You can find me at Holtzman_PD on Twitter or just Holtzman on Twitch.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me at the Briar Rabbit on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube if you look up the Briar Rabbit channel, or on Twitch if you look up Briar Rabbit. And hopefully in a year you'll see me at Guardian Con.
Hell yeah. I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter, twitter.com/Teft. You can check out the streams I do, twitch.tv/Tefty Teft, and also on Planet Destiny right here on this Twitch channel. And then also I have a YouTube channel. I posted a vlog about DCC 2016. It was a lot of fun. Maybe check that out if you want to see some of that action.
Awesome.
Dicks out for Spunky.
God. All right.
Rest in pep, Spunky.
We'll see you.
You will always be remembered.
We'll see you all next week. Bye. Stop recording now.